You smell what the Rock is cooking.
Acknowledge me.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
We are bad to the bone. Get it? Bad to the bone.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I'll fight anybody. Who do you want? Just let me fight him.
Let me tell you something, Jim Ross.
Mega power, yeah.
We got it for you.
We are the best of the best.
Woo! Wheeling, dealing.
Smart marks.
And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Welcome to Talk in the Building, a pro wrestling podcast where we focus specifically on a pro wrestling promo. I'm joined here as always by my compatriots, my lucha libre aficionados, Adrian and Greg. My name is Adalid, one of your hosts tonight. And if you're first time listening to us, thanks for joining us. This is Talking to the Building, where we focus on the promo, we talk about the talkers, we hype the hype man, and we pontificate on the promo. Check out intothebuilding.com, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But fellas, we're going to jump into it. We got a dusty promo for tonight, the talk of the town. We got a real juicy one, a lot of meat on the bone on this promo that we're going to look at tonight and rate. But there's an elephant in the room. And we got to talk about the ongoing pro wrestling wars, as it were. They don't really feel like wars anymore. Feel more like scheming and timing, if anything. But hear me out. I got a question for y'all. So AEW had All Out, one of their bigger pay-per-views of the year. Edge, Adam Copeland, headlining this and being a kind of the standout on this. And I'm going to ask you, do you think that AEW essentially blinked in bumping their full pay-per-view several hours to the middle of the day to dodge WWE's WrestlePalooza? Or do you think that this is an ongoing, really smart strategy so that they can continue to cater and protect their audience while understanding that, hey, our audience still watches the other side? So, Greg, I know we've talked about AEW and we try to give them, grace, but we also can be critical about them. So where do you stand on that, side of the conversation?
Well, I get it from a business standpoint. I understand why you want to move it. At the end of the day, AEW is aware that their fans watch WWE and WWE fans don't necessarily watch AEW. It is what it is. But that's the business side. But Tony and all his minions, all the AEW faithful, oh, we hate WWE. Oh, WWE sucks. Screw Triple H. Well, then why do you change the time? Are you scared? If your core fans are that core and hardcore for you, they're going to shell out their little $39. They're going to go to HBO Max. They're going to do whatever and watch their show. Are you afraid of the competition? Are you scared, Tony? I mean, let's call it what it is. You have all this money. Pour your own money into it and promote it and say, okay, I've been calling you out for the last 3 years, talking about how we're true competition and we're the, all these different things. Throw your money in there, put it out there and say, okay, bring it on, WWE. You want to counter program me instead of me being a crying little bitch and going into the corner and screaming to everybody going, oh, he's hurting my feelings. I can't believe they would come after us. They're so scared of us. If you're so scared, if you're that person, man up. Tell your whole team of wrestlers, let's man up. Get on your social medias. Get out here and promote the hell out of this card, and let's go after them.
Right.
But nah, instead, this is not the first time you've done it. You tuck your tail. Let's go change our time. Let's go cater to them. Oh, here they come again. And here's the thing to me, TKO's just sitting over there laughing. I promise you, behind the door, they're like, look, here's this little billionaire bitch over here. Like, oh, he's crying in his little spilled milk again with his crappy ass soccer team and his crappy ass football team. And, here he is over here. Just, okay, go ahead and do your thing. They're proving a point. I mean, at the end of the day, they're proving a point. And I'm still on my soapbox for a moment. But here's the thing. Tony talked about one time, if I ran WCW, it never would have fallen out. Guess who never ran from WWE?
Mm.
Ted. WCW never ran. Guess what WCW did? They were the first ones to go head to head against Vince. They went Clash of Champions 1 was straight up against right up against WWE. And at the time, WCW was not true competition. And after that, the cable companies came back and said, Ted, don't do that again. You just totally affected pay-per-view buys.
Mm-hmm.
So
Greg,
TK, how about you don't compare yourself?
Greg, as you're channeling your inner CM Punk, and I'm sorry I don't have cupcakes for you. Do you think there's a time when Tony actually tries to go head to head with WWE? He's like, hey, I'm throwing the kitchen sink. Here's all my dad's money. Let's go. I'm going Monday night. I'm going Friday night.
I would love to see it. I truly actually would love to see it. I mean, I do pull for AEW. We're not where we are right now in WWE or as wrestling as a whole without AEW. I truly believe that. Yeah. 100%.
Yep.
So I do pull for them. It's frustrating to me, honestly, to see them move to 3 o'clock. Yeah. I'm like, why? Yeah. Go for it, bro. Let's see if you can affect WWE's ratings. Let's see what happens. And you didn't. But it's that type of thing, like, go for it. Go on Friday night if you don't want to go Mondays. Go head to head. Switch your own channel over to go head to head against NXT. You already beat NXT before. You used bragging rights, and hey, you beat them. It is what it is. Do you think you could beat them today? I don't know.
And based on ratings, current ratings, no.
Right. I don't know. And ratings are so different, right, than they used to be. But it's just, do I ever see him trying it? Probably. Do I see it succeeding? I don't. It couldn't today. I think in the future, could it? Maybe.
That's fair.
But I think he has to get out of his own way.
We've been saying that on the show for how long? Like since inception, basically. Man, it's just to echo your point. It's just frustrating to see him, and not him. I mean, I know there's other people in his ear, but ultimately he's a decision maker. He is, he's gonna tell them what they need to do. But it's like, dude, just read the room a lot of the time. But anyway, I'm not gonna bury the point here. But Adrian, what do you think? Was he right was that the smartest move, or would you have liked to see them, go to head with which seems to be a crazy killer card on the WWE side? If you really see
it. They're stacking the card. WWE has definitely stacked that card to must-see television. And that's the X factor between what WWE offers and, currently, honestly, what AEW offers. AEW offers some really good wrestlers, but are any of them must-see television to a casual viewer? I would argue maybe not. Maybe a Tony Storm as a character. Ospreay is hurt, so he's pretty much on the shelf.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's not must-see television for me. And that's part of the reason why it makes it so hard for me to, commit to weekly watching AEW. I've gotten to the point where I watch clips, and if someone sends me a message or texts me like, yo, this happened, you need to go check it out, then I will go watch it. That's not the definition of must-see television. Now, I will push back on Greg's sentiment of you wanted to see them go head-to-head. We know AEW's not at that point where they should be doing that. That's not smart. I will also put out, as a wrestling fan, he's just made it a whole lot easier for me to be able to enjoy both shows in a perfect world. I can watch AEW earlier in the day, and then I can make my way over to WWE. Now, the past couple of times where this sort of thing has happened, Tony has decided to run it a little longer, which is kind of a smart move if you're trying to counter the counter programming. But again, for me, if you're asking, is AEW provide something that's must-see television? For me right now, honestly, no bias, no jokes, no trolls. It's really not providing that. Whereas WWE, just based on the card, based on the potential matches that may be coming up, one of which that we're going to be talking about, I got to watch it. I got to see what's going to happen. I got to see the reaction. I got to watch the match. You know, it's must-see TV versus really good wrestling.
That's the kind of the wrinkle in everything is AEW has great wrestlers, right? But WWE seems to be in a place where almost because it's in the ether, because everybody's just working at such an elevated level, elevated exposure, that everybody, it's just, they can't, if somebody goes down, there's 4 people, 5 people at the main event that can replace them.
Mm-hmm.
You would think the same thing for AEW, but it almost seems like it's okay. They reached this crescendo, like Hangman, right? Like great, great storyteller, the whole thing. But I don't know if they can slot people the same way, right? Like who's the biggest star in WWE? If we being real, outside of Brock, it's Rhea, right? It's like, and you can slot her in anywhere on the mid tier, on the lower card, and like you said, it makes it almost kind of simple math to say, okay, here's this card. We can throw up pretty much anybody we want, and you're going to watch because everybody's hot,
right?
Regardless, including what the Dusty review we're going to go over tonight. I'm just curious, ultimately, is this the ceiling for AEW? Is this it? We talk about the numbers, we talk about the audience. They're not doing the bigger stadiums anymore. Is this it, or is this, are we going to go through these peaks and valleys with them, and they're just never? This is where they're going to live.
I think the real X factor to answer that question is WBD's actual investment in AEW. Mm-hmm. Are they willing to? Are they really happy with the current landscape as in viewership? Because obviously, unless WBD has some kind of ownership in that company, and I don't even want to speculate that, but that has been thrown out there, attendance, they could care less about that. They just want live programming. They want live programming, and they want viewership in return, right? So the question is, are they willing to drag out a couple more years, because they just signed this new deal of potentially 500,000 people ratings wise watching. It's one thing that's been brought up countless times. Those of us who still listen to Meltzer every now and then, is the max number, the phantom max number. How many people are actually on max watching AEW? Whenever AEW's Nielsen rating is a lower one, I know this past week was pretty low. I want to say 472,000,
wow,
which is pretty low compared to what's the norm. Yeah. But I also always see Dave throw in, well, max is not included. Like max could be anything. Max could be 50,000 people, or if you're listening to Dave, 500,000 people, So that's the question. Does WBD, are they invested in AEW long term to ride that wave? Because I think they're capable of getting the numbers back. All they got to do is keep telling stories, keep building characters. You have talent. Make some of freshen up some of these people that, kind of fell off, like you can easily freshen up Kenny Omega as long as he's healthy, like he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. Give him something to be interesting about, I'm not saying that he's the biggest draw. I think that you can present him in a way to bring some more viewership.
And look, ultimately, like you said, you have an existing roster, you have a great talent base, but you also have a talent base that's aging, right? Like your biggest stars are, we talked about Jericho, even moving on. And that would be a good lead-in for the conversation we're going to have tonight. But I'm just curious, like, Does he have that cutthroat bone in him? I don't think so. To like really go into it.
I think that there's another part to it, and this was actually made, I think on, not Meltzer didn't make it, but it was on a clip I saw that he was in. When AEW came out, we all watched it because WWE was not good.
No.
It had moments, but it wasn't consistently good.
Yep,
WWE became consistently good
it's true.
in the ring and storytelling.
Mm.
So something you just said with Kenny Omega, let's use that as an example. Your hardcores are going back and forth, right? It is what it is. But your casuals like a good match, but they love a good story.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So why would somebody who's a casual, who's invested in a story, flip to watch Omega, who can put on a great match, when I can still see a very good match over here?
Yeah.
So
true.
it's like, and to your point, Adelita, you mentioned a second ago, you have so many interchangeable parts at the top. I mean, think about this past weekend in Paris. I would argue your top 2 stars and your top media star is Cody, because that's who they send out, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It is what it is. Wasn't even there.
yeah,
Wasn't
yeah.
even there.
Insane, right?
Roman gets taken out, so he's not there Monday. So you have your top 2 stars over the last couple of years not even there on Monday, and the place is losing their freaking crap
Going
because you
crazy.
have Rhea, and if you've seen the clips, you have Rhea in the ring, you have LA Knight in the ring, you have Jimmy
Yeah.
Uso, you got Jey Uso, and the place is losing their minds.
Mhm.
AJ Styles comes out, the place is losing their minds. Dominic, Logan Paul, John Cena. You have all these people who are just interchangeable,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the crowd's losing their crap. It's consistent through the whole show. Yes, it's international. I understand it. Sorry, I got some of my, but you don't have that on any other channel, and I don't think you have that on any other era, including the Nitro / Attitude Era. You had great wrestling. Let's use Nitro. You had great matches with the cruiserweights, and you had main event style matches and people who were over and who could tell stories with the NWO. But who got the pops with the NWO? Hogan got the booze, got the heat. Hall and Nash got the pops.
Right.
DDP, Goldberg, Sting, Luger. You had a group, but without the collective, I don't think they're not all over by themselves. Flip over to the other channel, Austin, Rock, Foley, Taker, very top heavy, but you didn't have depth. Today you have depth.
Yeah.
AEW doesn't. They have depth for talent in the ring, not taking anything away from the ring. I will sit there and tell anybody, you want to just sit down and watch a great wrestling pay-per-view of matches, pull up an AEW pay-per-view all day long. But if you want to get invested,
Yeah,
watch WWE.
That's right.
yeah, and that's where I think it's going to be interesting to see it through. And I mean, we've said it over and over again: is if Tony can get out of his way and let others entrust into others, any good leader will entrust into others and say, "Here's the ball. Do creative. I'm going to take a step back." Right, and he might need it at some point. The way that seems he runs himself into the ground, who knows? But well, we'll put a pin on that conversation because I'm sure we can go to another hour talking just about
one more
that.
question. Sorry, one more question.
Yeah,
one more
go
question
for it.
about the IWC. This one gets me. Everybody's crashing out. Oh my God, I gotta pay $29.99 for ESPN. Oh my God, I've got to pay $29.99 a month for ESPN. That, by the way, bundles Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus, and all of ESPN. So I'm paying $29.99 a month for all of that, right? And oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm never gonna watch it. I'm dropping Peacock, and I can't believe it. Yet some of those same people are gonna pay $39.99 for one pay-per-view for aid. And I don't understand the IWC from this point of crashing out. And I'm not disparaging anybody by buying a pay-per-view, right?
Right.
Go watch it, pay it, don't steal it, go pay it because that's how they make their money, right? But I'm like, how do you crash out overpaying $29 for everything else that includes, like I said, Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus, and ESPN all networks, including the SEC network, which is important, and others. Yet you're willing to spend $39 to watch a 3 to 5 hour pay per view, depending on how Tony feels that day. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, AEW fans don't watch sports and probably don't have a girlfriend to watch anything else. So
They do watch Star Wars, maybe.
that's true. Very true. Very
Maybe.
true. Speaking of
Maybe.
toxic fan bases, yes,
Exactly.
yeah,
And I'm a Star Wars fan,
yeah.
but yeah, they are.
Gotta admit.
There's all these cults out there, no matter what.
Well, I won't be canceling Peacock because as long as Love Island there's there, that makes the wife happy. So I ain't going away.
That's it.
Well, from one island of relevancy to another, we're going to look at Monday Night Raw in a segment that really kind of took me aback because I wasn't expecting to go for that. Again, we're talking about interchangeable pieces, and here we are, Becky Lynch, fresh off, the main event and being, the point person basically for the main event of a pay-per-view, to now getting into a promo battle with CM Punk. Like, whoever saw that coming, right? I didn't. So we're going to be taking a look at this Dusty for our Dusty review here. We're going to pick it up. We're going to pick it up already in progress because it is a fairly longer promo. So we'll link it in the show description here. But so take a look at it. It's about 15 minutes long, the whole segment. But we're going to pick it up when Becky is telling CM Punk that maybe he isn't the voice of the voiceless here.
You're also proud of yourself, aren't you? You're not the voice of the voiceless. You are the poster child for apathy. And these people, they think that I forgot about that. They think I forgave them because what? They put me on their shoulders and carried me to the main event of WrestleMania? No, they didn't get me to the main event of WrestleMania. I got me to the main event of WrestleMania. Just like me and my husband got this business to where it is today. I will not listen to every word I have to say. Oh, this is I started a revolution. We're in the middle of a revolution. Now, we run this business with both divisions. We are champions. And my husband, he is a visionary. He is a revolutionary. He is Seth. And I'm the greatest female wrestler of all time. And it's not just me saying it, other people say it. Sports Illustrated says it. And we're going to get the hell out of the way, okay? Because you're not what the business needs right now. And we wish you best in your future endeavors. She doesn't work here. But you don't fit the vision.
That was good. It sounded good, at least, but the vision's a bit blurry, isn't it, Becky? This is a 10-year beef because they chanted my name during your matches. I understand the magnitude of me. I'm the best in the world. And it's just not me saying it. It's 10,000 maniacs, 20,000 maniacs, 30,000 maniacs in Paris that are saying it. They chant my name if I work here. If I don't work here, they chant my name if I'm sitting in catering or if I'm in this ring. They chant my name if I'm champion or if I'm not champion. You know who else chants my name aside from all my friends in Paris? All the towns I was just in. Yeah, I'm talking about Liverpool, Newcastle, Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds, Cardiff. You know who I didn't see on all those shows, all those towns? You and your stupid husband with your plastic belts. So tell me again who runs things, Becky, and I'll tell you the only thing that Seth Rollins runs is from adversity when it's staring him in the face, calling him out because he hides behind his title. And he hides behind Paul Heyman. And he hides behind Bronson Reed. And he hides behind Braun Baker. And now he's hiding behind his wife. And far be it from me to reduce somebody of your stature to just somebody's wife, because you're much more than that. You are a supremely talented superstar. You're the man. You just got bad taste and you married a bum. And I need him to know that. I need him to know that he's a paper champion. And I need him to know that this between us will never be over.
Hey, Punk! I've been looking for you all night, pal! If you got something to say to your world heavyweight champion, why don't you come on up here and say it to my face? Come on. Come on. Come on.
A lot to unpack here, a lot to think about. Just, man, big elephants in the room. But Adrian, I'm going to come to you first with your thoughts on this promo. Do you think that Becky essentially did, was she an equal to Punk in the ring? And I saw you also react to Seth, so I want to hear about that too.
I'm going to start with the Seth thing. Seth's the low point of this promo. Seth was not needed. Him having a mic was so unnecessary. I hate Seth. I'm gonna be honest. I hate his character. I remain adamant of that. But he served no true purpose there, other than for the crowd to chant his song, which is partly the main issue with this Seth Rollins character for me. But to answer your question about Becky, honestly, I think this was the moment that we needed of Becky. Her matching up against Punk upped her game. that gave her a little gasoline to what I've been looking for of Becky Lynch. Like, we haven't seen that Becky Lynch since she returned.
Yeah.
Her whole entire feud with Lyra. Past podcasts, we discussed the same thing. I'm like, Becky seems not as motivated as what we want. Becky does not seem to be locked in. This interaction between her and Punk, that's the most locked in, fired up Becky that I have seen in the longest. I was almost afraid that the Becky that we all fell in love with was no more, that we would never see that personality, that fire, that motivation ever again. That promo just gave me a little bit of hope for Becky. That gave me a little bit of hope. So job well done to her. And I'll also say job well done to Punk for doing business with her, putting her over, despite the weird plastic belts line, because you're going after that plastic belt that you just finished dissing. That was weird. But besides that, he put her over in a major way. Mm-hmm. All of his knocks, his shots, and you're a chump and all that was for her husband. And I'm fine with that because Becky handled it, took it in stride, and she was shooting right back at him. So I loved it. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that promo.
Cool. We may have to send some Wrestling Society X links your way to wash out maybe the old Seth Rollins.
Man, just give me that. Just give me that pre-knee injury, Seth.
Right.
Give me a little shield, Seth.
There you go.
I'll be back on board.
You know, it'll happen down the line. Greg, what do you think about this? We talked about elevating each other, and here is a Becky Lynch with fire. Here's your classic CM Punk. Did they make magic here?
I think so. I mean, I had to side with what Adrian was saying. This was the Becky we've been looking for. This was the best Becky I've seen since she went off on Charlotte when she first became the man.
Good recall, man. Yeah.
I mean, she was motivated. She knew that she had a chip on her shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And in this case here, I think she finally has something she can sink her teeth in.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that's because she's getting to work with her husband.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is, right? And they've kind of alluded to it, here and there, but now they kind of started talking about it more. If you think about now, the past couple months, you did hear a little bit more about it. You did hear a little bit more, little teases, if you look back.
Mm-hmm.
And now, if she's gonna be part of this vision, she could be his mouthpiece, and he don't talk. I mean, there's all kinds of places you could go with it, but that right there was so good.
Yeah.
And Punk was so good because the way he did it was like, I'm not going to totally down you because I'm going to give you your flowers.
Right.
But don't stand in my way type of thing. My beef is with your husband and all that kind of stuff. So I enjoyed it. I agree. Seth didn't need to come out. I don't have the same hatred for his character that you do. But my hatred for the character right now is I wish you would just go full heel.
Yeah.
Change the music so they can't sing it.
Correct.
I mean, do it. Just you have to do something to keep them from chanting and get them off of your side because they want to do it. You have to take it away from the fans.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's the thing, right? It's like it's such a great sing-along ultimately, right? That it's just, you can't help but just enjoy it in that way. We have to address the elephant in the room, which is not so much an elephant as it's literally, she talked about it. How excited does this make not just us, but the audience for a perspective all but confirmed AJ Lee return? Because WWE shop basically screwed it up and already confirmed it.
Did they screw it up?
Well, it depends on how you want to see it,
Let's just think about it. It caused a lot of people to talk.
But Greg, I come at you
they
like what?
They have been playing with the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like, what is AJ Lee a big deal to you? Because I don't know. Is the IWC's memory is fairly knowledgeable, but we got a brand new audience. They don't know who she is. Have they done a good job of introducing how important she is?
Was that for me?
Yeah, that's for you, Greg. Sorry. I'll start with you, and then I'm gonna go to Adrian.
I don't think they have yet, but there's been no reason to. There's been no reason to talk about AJ Lee in the mainstream, on Raw, on SmackDown.
Right.
But now there is.
Yep.
Legitimately, the moment she did that, she being Becky, now there is a chance to come back to the States back into your regular time slot.
Yeah.
And start talking about, if she keeps going down this path, he's married to a former Divas champion. He's married to a former, I don't know if she had NXT, but a former champion, a highly respected pro wrestler, all that kind of stuff, right? And there's all that sitting there waiting. But do I think they've done a good job now? No. But nor should they have.
Right.
There's absolutely no reason until now to even talk about her.
Yeah.
But this is my thing about her. Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
100%.
And the fact she hasn't been seen, heard, no AEWs, no TNAs, no WrestleCons, no nothing.
Man, this is true.
Like nothing.
Book tours.
So
that's it.
yeah. So it's just like that right there puts a mystique to her that she will come back. Oh, I mean, the anticipation's already there. But she will come back a bigger star immediately than she ever was.
Forget it, man.
And to me, I'm going to relate it back to Jericho for a second. When Jericho left the first time, yes, he was champion. Yes, certain things happened. Yes, he beat The Rock and Stone Cold on the same night. None of us looked at him as a main eventer. Not a perennial main eventer. We looked at him as an upper mid Carter who can dibble dabble into the main event. He left. He came back. The moment he came back till now, technically, he's been looked at as a major player, a much bigger star, because absence makes the heart grow fonder.
That's true.
So I think that the world is hers as to what she decides to do. I can say I'm looking forward to it. I'm curious to see where we go.
Well, it's funny because, we talk about generations, right? And we talk about generations like a Roxanne Perez idolizing a Bayley and a Mercedes Moné. And that this is AJ Lee is your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So Adrian, we came up, we've seen her, we've seen this path, and almost she left on terrible terms and come back to a radically different company, right? Having seen how her husband's being treated, what kind of elevation, what's the ceiling on AJ Lee at this point? Is she a one and done? Is she here to stay for a few years?
Dude, as long as her husband's happy and in a good space mentally, I'm more than confident as long as she's healthy, they can ride that train for a couple years. They can pull so many matches, because that's the tragic part of AJ Lee's career so far is when she was leaving, that's when we were getting Becky. That's when we were getting Charlotte. That's when Sasha was coming. Like, that's when women's wrestling was really shifting in the manner that it is now. So it's so many potential matchups. But let's talk about it, fellas. Like, Friday, SmackDown is in Chicago.
Woohoo! Dang.
And I don't know if you saw the segment where Punk is back there with the GM and he's like, hey, SmackDown's in Chicago Friday, right? And he's like, yeah. And he basically was like, bet, and just walked. Like, so that segment alone is it talking you into the building? Hell yeah. That's talking me into watching SmackDown this Friday because I want to see the return. The potential of a hometown return because she's adopted by the people of Chicago by being the wife of CM Punk. Like, that reception is going to be crazy. That moment, that potential moment is going to be insane. So all I have to say is I have to thank one person and one person only, and that's Tony Khan. Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you for having no backbone as a leader for AEW to be able to fumble CM Punk to go right back to WWE. And now WWE has not only had CM Punk for a couple years of successful business, but now we're bringing back one of the most beloved women's wrestlers into an already stacked division. Thank you so much, Tony. I really, really personally, on behalf of the pod, on behalf of Suplex Dinner Club, we want to thank you, Tony. So thank you, Tony. Hashtag thank you, Tony. Thank you so much.
I'm going to throw a little bit different spin on that. I do think, I agree. Thank you for fumbling. But also thank you for bringing him back. If Tony doesn't bring him back, he doesn't go through that stuff, and I don't believe we have the CM Punk we have right now.
That's true. That's very true.
I think he matured. I think he realized, you know what? I've grown. This is not the environment for me. And by him coming to WWE, he matured quickly, like in that time frame.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Tony, for bringing him back. Thank you, Tony, for jacking up everything in the back, in the background. And to Adrian's point, I echo. Thank you for fumbling.
Man. Well, we got to wrap up with the Dusty review, which is, man, I'm going to ask you for your Dusty rating because clearly it's going to be a good one here. Adrian, we rate our these promos on a Dusty scale, 1 to 5 Dusties, named off one of the greatest promos of all time, Dusty Rhodes. What do you rate this promo, and does it talk you into the building?
It definitely talks me into the building with the potential of an AJ Lee return. We see a fired up Becky Lynch. Punk did great business in that. I'm going to give it 4 Dusties. And the only reason why I'm not giving it 5 is Seth Rollins came out and it was completely unnecessary. So, shout out to Seth. 4 Dusties.
Perfect. Greg, your thoughts, Dusty rating, and what do you think?
Definitely talked into the building, talked into Raw, into SmackDown, into what's going to happen. And not just because of AJ Lee. That's got a lot to do with it. But I'm intrigued to see where this goes. I give it 4.5 Dusties. And here's my thing about the Seth part that I did like. The positive. I feel like he is setting up the part where he's manipulating everybody, including Becky. So by him just kind of coming out and becoming that cult leader, that I don't have to even come out and cut a promo. If you notice, he's letting Braun do his own thing. He's letting Bronson doing his own thing. Paul's doing his own thing. A little bit different take on a faction. Normally it would be a Paul faction. This is Seth's faction. And Seth is a perfect character for a cult-like figure. So I'm curious to see if that's another layer there. So that part has me thinking about it a little bit, but talked into the building 100%, so 4.5.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm right in there with you guys. I'm gonna go for Dusty straight away. I mean, I'm looking forward to SmackDown, and I can't say that's always the truth, honestly. So I'll definitely be taking Stephanie McMahon's advice and firing up my VPN to check out Netflix International because I don't got USA. So 4 Dusties for me, and it's really gonna be fun to see her in her element, and I think also just having that confidence with her husband there, because that's got to be fun. That's just gonna be fun.
Very much so.
As much as we hate or we dislike this version of Seth Rollins, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
2 married couples, top of the game, top of the show, and they're going to essentially main event that show for all intents and purposes. So that's going to be pretty fun to see too. So if you're watching this right now or listening to this later, tell us your rating. Are you looking forward to an AJ Lee return? Are you excited about this, this newfound energy from a Becky Lynch? Do you hate Seth Rollins as much as we seem to right now? If you say yes to any of the above, hashtag thank you, Tony Beefalo. Because this is how we got to this point. We also got full episodes. We got a full episode archive. We got one shots just like this. We're all over the place in the best way possible. So go check out intothebuilding.com for the full catalog. But for tonight, we're gonna see you very, very soon here on Talk 'em in the Building. From Adrian, from Greg out in Atlanta, Zalalid out in LA. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.
You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.